Why so? Welcome to Things That Make You Go, Mental Health Moments Matter with yours truly, Shanae Mausiafi Ballard. We will utilize our time during these segments to address mental health topics. And why? Because you matter. So, let's take some time this week to discuss stress and anxiety. So what is stress? Stress is your body's reaction to a challenge or demand, whereas anxiety, this is when you feel those high levels of worry or fear. It's your body's natural response to stress. Stress and anxiety can manifest in our behaviors. So what are behaviors? Behaviors are defined as emotions, feelings, thoughts, actions. With that being said, stress and anxiety can exist in all of those areas. Yes, even in our thoughts. Stress and anxiety are affected by our environment. Therefore, if you want to lessen stress and if you want to lessen anxiety, you must modify your environment. Environment is anything that is within your surroundings, but it goes even deeper than that. Environmental variables can include your interactions with people, different sounds, different smells, things you may touch or visualize. Yes, environment is anything that can be accessed with your 5 senses. Environmental factors can also include events that have happened in our past. So again, sometimes we must modify our environment in order to become our best selves. So today, let's examine some practical ways that we can practice modifying our environment to change the trajectory of those high stress levels and those high anxiety levels. One way is where we can increase our contact with positive behaviors that bring us pleasure. This teaches us that behaviors really do affect our moods. Take some time to build your coping skills repertoire. This is your toolkit for combating stress. List out those activities that bring you peace and that bring you joy. Make a daily plan to engage in these practices intentionally and unapologetically. Write out this plan and review it constantly. It would also be a plus to have an accountability partner. So, when you think about coping skills, just know that they do change, and which ones we engage in really depend on the mental space that we're currently in. Hence, it's important to have a menu of coping skills to choose from. So remember, list out those coping skills, all of those positive things that bring you pleasure and joy. Another active way to manage stress and anxiety is also one of my all-time favorites, and it involves mindfulness. Research has proven that mindfulness can lower heart rates, can slow down rapid breathing, and enhance our ability to refocus on things that bring us pleasure. And guess what? In a very simple way. Mindfulness is essentially being aware and being in the moment in an intentional manner and without interpretation. All you need are your 5 senses. One writer states that mindfulness is bringing a discerning attention to everything that you do. So, for example, when you're taking a walk, or a jog, or a run, maybe in those first few minutes, take note of what you see around you, sounds that you hear, sounds of your breathing patterns. Focus on your nostrils and your breathing. What smells do you encounter along the way? Notice your feeling of your feet hitting the ground as you take steps. When you're experiencing stressful or anxious thoughts, focus on your breathing. It is most often in those times where your breathing are at high, very elevated levels. So sit down. Take some deep, diaphragmatic breaths. Dig deep down to your lower part of your lungs when you're taking those breaths. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath moving in and out of your body. Even do this for 1 minute. If you only do it for 1 minute, it can be extremely effective. So try it. I would say make a concerted effort to slow down those racing thoughts and ease those distressful moments every single day. You will then begin to notice very lower cortisol levels, leading to better physical and mental health. Please note, the strategies that I have introduced today are new to some, old to others, and a refresher for few. These strategies can also be presented in various ways. Research indicates that engaging our senses outdoors is especially beneficial. So, be sure to share this message so that you are helping others as well as yourselves. Here's a disclaimer. If you have taken steps consistently to manage your stress and anxiety, yet the symptoms still persist, lasting more than 6 months, if they're still pretty extreme and interfere with daily functioning, please, by all means, take medical precautions and seek your physician for further evaluation and/or your therapist, who will help you to identify those sources of stress. That's important. But most of all, please remember, behavior is super complex and it does not change overnight. But we must start somewhere. Most importantly, we must modify our environments in order to become our best selves.